Tomorrow, new computer. Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. A lot of live service games keep producing stuff they call roadmaps. Roadmaps for the future. Well, guess what? All these roadmaps are leading to mitigated failure. That is where the road is heading, to complete and utter shambles town. And guess which game is back in the news? But this video is actually going to be more encompassing about the whole live service process, because, as I just mentioned, this is a process which is failing miserably. And it's very, very easy for a player to see why. However, developers seem to be desperate to keep this going as long as they possibly can. So, let's just get into the specific Anthem thing here. Now, the title of this Reddit post, which will be linked in the description box down below, Protest to Revert Loot Drops Changes. Bring back the bug. We'll get to that in a second, and let us taste the loot shower. Stop playing from the 3rd of March through to the 15th of March, and then have just changed the, and put it in the correct way for Europeans. To make a point, show them what we think by sheer player numbers. Now, first of all, before I even have to go into what is going on, when you have your player base trying to organize protests, boycotts, strikes, whichever word you want to use to describe this, it clearly dictates there is something massively wrong with your product. But more importantly, there's something massively wrong with the mentality of the development team behind it as regards to how they produce and disperse content for the player base. And we've seen this happen with Fallout 76. We've seen this happen with Destiny 2. And how did they work out? Yeah, Fallout 76, a complete and utter miserable failure that nobody's playing after 3 months. And then Destiny 2, who drove all of their player base away. Drove them all away. And then, when they actually got their ass into gear and produced a decent expansion, a good expansion from all the feedback I've heard in Forsaken, doesn't sell. Why doesn't it sell? Because they've driven off the customers. It's too late. It's too late. Now, the only saving grace for Bungie, of course, with Destiny franchise is the fact they've now broken away from Activision, and therefore there may be some goodwill beginning to build back up as people hope that Bungie will now become the company that they used to be. Will now actually produce a game that players want to play without the interference and the demands of Activision to get that money. But with that said, of course, they just released an expansion with multiple season passes, and so what do I know? But when it came to Anthem, well, the writing was on the wall with this game very early on. You could see from when you did the open beta, the open demo, let's get it right. You could see that this game had massive problems. And even when it worked, and we put the bugs to one side, the question loomed over immediately from the get-go of, is this all there is to do? You know? Is this it? What they've put in front, is this it? Is this just going to be more of this? Or is there actually going to be some really cool and great stuff further down the line? No! Guess what? It turned out what you saw in the demo was everything you need to see about the game. I want to take you back nearly 20 years. In actual fact, probably 20 years. To Phantasy Star Online. Anthem is a shitter version of Phantasy Star Online, a 20-year-old game, which was awesome fun to play. You might be thinking, "As you come crazy." No, Phantasy Star Online was a game that operated off a lobby system. You chose a lobby to actually go in. There would be multiple players in the lobby, so it's already got one over Anthem, let's just be honest here. There'd be multiple people in the lobby. You get together a group of 4, I think it was, people. And then you would just go to a checkout, talk to an NPC, and they'd take you to a map. And you would just go and clear out the map, get to the boss, clear the boss, and hope to get your loot. Hope to get a drop. You knew that certain bosses drop certain weapons in red containers, and that's what you were going for. And if nothing dropped, or if you didn't get what you wanted, you might have got something out of it, and then you would leave, and then you would just go back in. You would reset it, and then you could go back in. You could do it as many times as you want. What else did Phantasy Star Online have over Anthem? Oh yeah, you could also play offline. You could play offline with the same character. Don't fancy coming online? Fine, just do some grinding on your own. Come online, the game gets tougher because it's now built for a party of 4, and get some friends together. But Phantasy Star Online, because it was 20 years ago, was that first kind of looter shooter, where you were just literally repeating tasks, repeating areas over and again in a hope that the boss would drop what you wanted. In a hope that there would be a rare mob. And there were little tricks that you could do. You could go into an area and then you could drop a teleporter and zap down. And mobs would spawn. And if it didn't have the rare mob in there, you'd just teleport back up. And then you'd drop a teleport back down. And then the mobs would respawn, but it'd be random again as regards to whether or not a rare would spawn. And then if the rare spawned, you kill them, and you'd hope to get the drop that you wanted from the rare. Little tricks which we just all loved in that game. Anthem, 20 years later, is a shitter version of Phantasy Star Online. Now, why is it shitter? Because, number one, the whole premise hasn't developed at all. The whole premise of what it's trying to do hasn't developed. It's just a lobby-based system where you go into a much prettier-looking world where graphics have improved, but it's empty, it's vacuous, it's boring, the loot drops are boring, and people aren't getting anything. They're not feeling rewarded. And why aren't they feeling rewarded? Because games like Anthem, games like Fallout 76, games like Destiny 2 when they came out, they're not looking for rewarding, they're looking for retention. You hear them talk about player engagement. We're looking to engage players. We're looking to... That's all they give a shit about. They think the longer you stay on a game, the more you're going to like it. That is the premise. Whereas, because they're not making it remotely rewarding for any players, the more people stay on a game, the more they get bored and leave. Because although Anthem is stuck in 1999, guess what? A lot of the other gaming industry isn't. And they are having a much more rewarding experience when it comes to games. So this loot shower that they're talking about here specifically, just to make a specific point here, is a bug which hit Anthem. A bug, it was a mistake, where people were actually going out and they were getting rewarded. They were getting lots of drops, masterwork drops, epic drops. And really, ultimately, it's only the masterwork drops that really matter. Because when a masterwork weapon drops, or when anything drops in Anthem, all the stats are randomized. It's fucking World of Warcraft all over again. Oh, you want best in slot? Tough shit. Now you've got to get a Titan Forge tertiary stat socketed. Oh, fuck off. And how's that worked out for World of Warcraft? Oh yeah, people hate the loot system. Yeah, people hate the fucking game right now. So, because there was like lots of drops and lots of masterworks dropping, number one, they had more of a chance to actually get some decent stats. A very rare chance, but they had it, so at least they felt as if they had hope. They saw the masterwork drop. Oh, I've got some hope here. And if they didn't get what they wanted, they might be able to still use it. It might be even better than what they had. Or they could crush it for materials, potentially, and get some of the embers, and maybe craft their own to, of course, randomize the slots. But BioWare, who is now... I am convinced BioWare is a lost cause. Now, I don't think this is anywhere close to the company that we've known. I think BioWare is living off a reputation that other people gave it. much like World of Warcraft. Living off a reputation, the current crop are just living off the reputation of the people that made this game great. And I think it's the same for BioWare. I think it's identical. And so they came out and said, oh, no, sorry, our bad? No, it's not meant to be fun. No, so we're going to nerf all the drops. So suddenly, all the masterworks go and people are just getting crap. Absolute crap, which they don't need. So they're feeling unrewarded. They're feeling as if this grind is never ending. And guess what? This game is going to die in 3 months. It's going to die like Fallout 76, no doubt. Why? Because their roadmap is set to failure. Because these games get released with nothing. Nothing. They want a quick grab. Money grab. That's all they want. They want a quick buck. And then they go, yeah, later down the line, we'll put some things in for you. Hi, guess what? I know, I'm just a dude that sits in his, office and has a whinge about video games. I got a suggestion. Why don't you put shit in the game to start with? Huh? I know, right? Because they don't. They don't. They hope that they're going to sell enough copies and then they're going to retain people by grindy boringness. Look, just because your lives are boring, just because you've got no creativity, doesn't mean that the people who want to play the games don't either. Be inspired. And then they're like, so we just, all right, let's get all these people on. Let's just get them grinding away. Oh, you want that, what does it say? It says here like a 0.00001% chance of getting a god roll. Oh, keep plugging away, folks. No, people are just like, piss off. Division 2's out today. Get out of here. It's really bad. It's really bad. Now, one company who I'm not a massive fan with, because I really don't like their monetization systems one bit. I think they're disgustingly egregious, is Ubisoft. However, Ubisoft, when it comes to at least a live service experience, is they tackle it and they approach it more from the perspective of a single-player game. And then they just cram a load of microtransactions on top. So games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it's a single-player game, but with a bunch of microtransactions. And then when I recently played The Division 2, it was fun. It was actually fun to do. A live service game. But it felt as if it was fun, and I wanted to progress the story, and I wanted to get into the dark zones eventually, and the shooting was tight, and it felt good. Loot was dropping all the time, and I was swapping stuff out all the time. That's exactly how I should feel as a player. I am progressing. I am getting, it's all dropping, it's dropping, but I can still get better. But Anthem, Fallout 76, Destiny 2 when it first came out, they're all following the same pathway to failure. So you can check out this article about the boycott that they're going to do, but it's just ridiculous. These companies are so, and I'm using this in its literal turn, retarded. They are mentally backwards. Because they can't see this. Or if they do see it and they do understand it, they don't care. And it's just like, okay, you don't care. Okay, you don't care about your product being a success. You don't care? Great, because guess what? We sure as hell don't either. Because I'm not going to waste my time on a boring piece of crap like Anthem. I got better shit to do. I got much better shit to do. I got more fun experiences I can have in other things. I'm currently playing... The game that I'm playing in my spare time now is Final Fantasy VI on the iPad. It's really good fun. It's really good fun. We got other things that we can easily turn to. Your game ain't the be-all and end-all. Well, that's actually slightly wrong. It's definitely the end-all. So, yeah, players are boycotting. Live services are just doomed to failure. It's just a roadmap to failure. Because they don't understand the concept of fun. They don't understand the concept of people feeling rewarded. All they understand the concept of is trying to retain players to sell them shit from the cash shop. So, BioWare, I don't care. I don't care. You've Bethesda'd me. I used to love you, and now I just couldn't give a toss. And I'm really sort of like worried for Dragon Age if it does come out. You know, if EA don't actually fold your asses. I'm really worried about that game because that's probably just going to be another live service shithole. But yes, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you like live services games? Do you not like live services games? Tell me why. Pinpoint a couple of reasons why. You don't have to go into essays. I don't want essays. Just pinpoint a couple of reasons why you either like or dislike this kind of thing. But I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming links. They're on the description box down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.